Welcome, everybody. Podcast for the common folk, by the common folk. As I sit here in my new recording location in a new desk that I got for $5, because God bless the USA and college towns. Thank you very much. Now, as we know, there is a hurricane coming in today, and it is called Hurricane, gayest name ever, Hurricane Florence. And, that's not French, by the way. We came up with that, so we only have ourselves to blame. And, that's a little bit disappointing. You know what I mean? You need to call that shit like Hurricane Bowser. Tell everybody to move the fuck out of the way. Hurricane Fire Nation. Everything changed when they came. You know what I mean? That would get some people moving, I feel, you know? Hurricane, no, I got one. Hurricane gun buyback. Yeah, that'll get everybody to move out of the South. There you go. Oh, shit, what that fucker called? Gun buyback? I'm out of here. Okay, so I looked up some shit, apparently. It's never been... There's witnessed only very few times. And, I'm using Wikipedia, so if you're an elementary schooler or a middle schooler, it's not a reliable source. But if you're literally everything else that involves academia or anything worth brain function, that nobody really gives a shit about, so they're not going to, make it wrong or nothing. It's a reliable source, that. But only in elementary school when the teachers make your life hell because, they're so noble. And no, they didn't make my life hell, but they also challenged me to look for new search engines, which sucked ass because Wikipedia literally has the answers to everything. Alrighty, so let's get this stuff done. So, we're going to talk about top 10 weather stuff. Well, not really 10, there's 4 of them here that I found that were pretty funny. Let's go. Frogs and fish in Rome. So, while you're daily stabbing of your local Caesar, and you're stabbing in the back, and you look outside, and it's raining frogs and fish. Which, I'd have to know. Does that have the same sound as, rain? Do you just hear the water rain? I can imagine it's like, are the frogs alive? So is it just an army of croaks falling from the sky? I don't know if fish make a sound. That's never been determined yet. I mean, I know the fish up on my wall that sings the Filet-O-Fish song that McDonald's gave me makes a sound, but I don't think that that's standard sound for what fish do. Mainly because every time you go out and I catch a fish, be it lake, river, ocean or something, they never say, give me back the Filet-O-Fish. They don't give a shit because they're about to be a Filet-O-Fish. Anyways, that's something I've always thought about. I don't know if they make noises or not. I should look that up. Do fish make noises? No, my phone tells me I'm a dumbass. Well, fuck you. Alright, so let's go. Fish and frogs in Rome. Okay, so now what are we talking about frogs here? Are we talking like regular frogs? Or are we talking like yellow frogs that if they hit you, they send you on a trip down, just one of the biggest trips of your life, which would give a whole new meaning to acid rain. Think about it. You know what I'm talking about. Acid rain. Maybe we're misreading Venus. Maybe the robots aren't being disintegrated that we sent there. They're just tripping and they haven't come down because acid rain rains every 15 to 20 minutes down there. So maybe, just maybe, we're missing out on something. Because I bet you, it looks like, Mars, except that acid rain and stuff is what I'm told, and it's hot as shit. But maybe once you're affected by the acid, albeit dissolved, which you'll be dead, so you'll be in a better place or a hotter place. I don't know. That's not up to me to decide, sadly. Or maybe Venus turns really nice, like it is in Destiny when you go onto Venus. It's nice jungle and stuff, Maybe the acid unlocks an alternate reality. I'm probably wrong, but it's fun to think about. Maybe we're just misreading that because they never specified. They just said acid. Acid's meaning a lot of different things these days. Acid is like gender. There are 2 of them. Ones that make you trip and one that dissolve you. There you go. Now you know. So, anyways, but I bet you, so the fish would be flapping, and the frogs would be croaking. I bet you that sounded weird as fuck. I don't know. That happens, and you're getting ready to slay some Christians in the Coliseum or something, all of a sudden it starts raining frogs and shit. People start tripping balls, That caused me to rethink that whole 12 deities shit and praying to planets and whatnot, whatever the fuck Romans do. You know how it is. Anyways, so let's move on here. Australia. Well, you're not going to be surprised by this one because it's fucking Australia where you can die by a bunch of different things, and that's why they don't even need guns. Although in a place like Australia where they got spiders that looks like face huggers, you would assume that people would want to carry guns, but no, they just carry these giant knives that they call, swords, and they just carry those around because that's more safe than a gun. Oh, so yeah, show me the safety on a sword. Yeah, your argument is invalid, okay? And do they have the NSA, the National Sword Association, that is responsible for all these deaths? I don't know. I doubt it. They're Australia. They just have big bears and kangaroos. So, it rained spiders. Now, raining spiders has to be horrifying no matter who you are. I mean, you don't got no fear. I mean, that just doesn't look right, okay? When you expect rain, you're expecting raindrops, hail, or snow. There's not really too many other options. So, I mean, something else starts falling out of the sky. Apocalypse is coming. Or just a freak weather accident that's explained by science. I don't know. It depends. Anyways, so it rained spiders. Now, are we talking... I didn't give me specifics. I looked. I was honestly too afraid to find out the answer. Because I don't think there are any... the only other spider storm I could be understanding with would be daddy long legs. Because they're not poisonous. Or they're like really poisonous, but their mouth is too small. I don't remember what I learned in elementary school. But, daddy long legs. I mean, it still wouldn't be pleasant. That doesn't look right falling out of the sky. And, I mean, they're going to die, but, at least one's going to land just right on your head or on the back of your neck and crawl down your shirt. That's just fate. That's probability and statics there, man. Okay? But I don't know if there are daddy long legs, because Australia doesn't seem like a place where if you're a non-poisonous spider, you get to survive. That just doesnn't seem Australian-y. So I'm wondering if it's like fucking black widows or fucking tarantulas or wolf spiders falling from the sky, because that would be creepy as shit. That would cause me to move from, an island back to the United States, and sit there and rethink your life, because that is stupid. Now, apparently this has only happened twice, and it was way out in the, what do they call it? Thinking about Outback commercials. What do they call it? Way out on the Outback. As I say the word, that is what I was looking for, because, Africa's got the Sahara, they got South America's got the Amazon, and, Australia's got the Outback, which is a bit on the nose there for me. Not my day, okay? I'm talking about rain at spiders, alright? Hurricane Gaze getting ready to hit the United States, alright? We got a Space Force coming, okay? And the Browns' first NFL game was a tie. And they couldn't beat a team that had 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers. Okay, I'm sorry, tangent. Sorry, back to weather. Back to your weather, folks, because we all know they report that shit accurately. Okay, it's probably like wolf spiders or tarantulas, and it's scary as shit, and, a bunch of people die because, well. So, there we go. Now we get to move up further north, way further north, to a place of most of our ancestors, and we got rid of them for good reason, because they all have a bunch of stick up their asses, and the mayor of their main town capital somehow thinks banning butter knives is going to end his, crime statistics. It didn't, but we'll just let him keep thinking that. It rained jellyfish in England. Now, I don't know when this was. It said early 19th century, and that's what I'm assuming. And we're just going to leave it at that. I hope it rains jellyfish again. I'd love to fucking see that reaction, okay? 1, it's splatter. 2, that would be a burning rain. Like, holy shit, that would suck ass, Especially if it's one of those jellyfish that apparently gives you crippling anxiety and depression for like a week that they found off the coast somewhere. I don't remember, probably nowhere near England. But, that would suck ass, just like, ugh. Yeah, I mean, does insurance cover jellyfish damage? I do not know. I don't think so, but I'd have to check. I also don't know how insurance in English works because I'm part of the United States, and here you get to pay for your own insurance because economy and a bunch of other shit. Okay, so rainin jellyfish, rainin jellyfish. SpongeBob would have a field day, or he'd be crying his eyes out. I'm not sure. You know, they never actually kill the jellyfish in SpongeBob. They just milk them. I think you gotta let them live with their dignity. Just fucking end them, man. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna be? How does the jellyfish supposed to mate after that? You know? No alpha male's gonna get milked and live with that for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Hey, baby. You know what's the most alpha? The least amount milked. You know what I mean? I've only been milked 12 times. Yeah, then you got some loser sitting in the corner of the room who got milked like fucking 30 times and he's a virgin. Poor jellyfish. Now, if that was falling from the sky, would that explode when it hits the ground? Or does it just flatten? Because I'm not sure what jellyfish are made out of. I mean, I'm assuming it's like carbon and shit like everything else on Earth. But have you ever felt a jellyfish? You see them wash up on the beach every now and then, and you don't even want to look at them because they look so ugly. You know what I mean? Looks like fucking, I don't know. All I know is that Shark Tale was a lie. Jellyfish are not like that. They do not sing Bob Marley songs or reggae. Okay, they're not cool people. They hurt. They don't talk. And they don't have eyes. They look weird as fuck. And apparently, they can trap fish inside them while you can still see the fish because, spoiler alert, jellyfish don't wear clothes. They some nudist hippies, okay, just floating around, freeloading in the ocean, all right? And you can watch the fish dissolve inside their fucking, whatever you call that, shell. Creepy ass shit. Okay. Fuck jellyfish. Sorry. So it rained jellyfish in England. I don't think it'll rain jellyfish in the Carolinas and stuff, mainly because I don't know where the jellyfish are located at in the ocean. I just know that they show up on shore from time to time. You see, the ocean's a big place is what I would think, you know. And the jellyfish seem to be the smarter fish because, you know, when you got a gigantic ocean and you're fishing, you know, and the ocean is an escape route. I got this from a comedian, so don't get mad at me. But the ocean is an escape route if you think about it, which he's right, you know. And the fish still manages to get caught, you know. Dumbass fucking fish. You can eat it raw. Fish is just floating food. You know, what is PETA going to do about that? They're people against animals, or whatever the fuck they are. You know what I mean? Anyways, brings me to my favorite one, because we're going to go over, because nobody really cares about England. Australia, they're going to kill themselves. Rome is in the past. It is now just a city, which surrounds another city, which has a pope. Controlled by religion. So, the last one, I saved the best for the last because it's in the United States. Welcome to the Deep South. Now we're going to go to one of my favorite states, Louisiana. Okay, home of Popeye's Chicken, presumably. Home of Baton Rouge. Home of LSU. Home of a couple Garth Brooks songs. Home of New Orleans. Home of Duck Dynasty, one of the greatest TV shows to ever be written. In Louisiana, it was reported that on several occasions, it rained worms. Now that's just free bait right there. I know what was going through their minds. They're sitting there out there on the porch or something, spitting tobacco, whatever, shooting at gators that just randomly crawl up because, you know, normal Louisiana things they do. And they look outside. What in the fuck? Is it raining? I don't know. That's not raindrops. You know, and of course the worms would splatter, most likely, because worms are pathetic little pieces of shit. But after enough splatter, you built up a little bit of padding. Maybe they land. Maybe they bump into other worms, you know, slowly slowing down their descent, you know, and that's just free bait. You know, they'd be going out there in them overalls, loading up their pockets and shit, you know. Their Walmart bags they reuse instead of turning in the Walmart or throwing away like normal human beings. Going out there in their empty jugs of moonshine that are gone, you know what I mean? That's the way you do it. Apparently, you get a giant jug of moonshine, you know, like a clay ceramic jug, not really like a mason jar. You need something big, and you get a funnel. Okay, so after you drink all the moonshine out, or you leave like an inch in the bottom, what you do is you grab all the fresh live worms, live bait, whatever's your fancy, and you dump them in there. and you shake them around, let them sit for like 30 minutes or something, so they get absorbed in the alcohol. Then you go out catching fish. Okay, next thing you know, your fish have a little bit of a kick to it. I haven't tried that myself, but I would be so willing to. That sounds so much fun. I bet you that would make fish so much more enjoyable. You ever get a fish sandwich? You been drinking tonight, sir? No, officer. Just been eating fish sandwiches. Fucking A. You go to some church and communion, instead of giving you wine, they're giving you a little, I don't know what, scallops or shrimp or something. At the communion table, come, take and eat. This is my body given for you. And he held up the cup of shrimp and said, take and eat. This is alcohol, I promise. I'm sorry, I'm going to hell for that one, maybe. But let's be honest. Rainin worms is so much better. Because you can't, frogs, you might have a trip, you might die, you might get warts, alright? Or, maybe you get some delicious frog legs. I doubt that the frogs in Italy are edible because, they're not the frogs that you can catch in the United States. Fish, well, I don't give a shit about fish unless they're covered in alcohol or deep fried, you know what I mean. Let's see here. Australia, the rain spiders, well, nobody gives a shit about Australia. They're going to kill themselves anyway, or the kangaroos are going to rise up, take over the world. You all been seeing Rise of the Planet of the Apes? You think apes are going to be the one that surpasses? Think again. Once the people from down under and them kangaroos figure out how to build boats, we're all fucked. Jellyfish in England, nobody gives a shit about England, except during soccer season, because they have like 90% of all the soccer teams apparently. And then worms in Louisiana. See, that's just God-given right there. God knows what Louisiana needs. He gave them worms. You know what I mean? What more evidence do you need to move to America? Tell you what, worms in Louisiana. I wish that happened more often, that you could use it as a selling. Free bait falls from the sky every now and then. Oh, yeah, when? Check the weather. Is the bait falling today? You know that weatherman ain't true. Fuck that shit. Okay, well, that's about it. I've got a source in South Carolina going to tell me if he sees any crocs flying again. Or alligators. I don't remember which one's which. I don't have the time to go into that right now. But let me tell you what. If you experience raining spiders, raining jellyfish, raining fish, please contact me at your earliest convenience to let me know if some of them survive when they hit the ground, if they all just explode on impact, and if they make noises as they're falling, because that would be something I would like to know. I am currently in development of a movie script. It's different than Sharknado, but it is called Raining Worms. Working on it, okay? Only the worms are giant and big and they eat people, because otherwise, what's the point? Thank y'all. Have a good day. This podcast comes